This is the worst thing that the NBA has ever done. They're trying to add more teams to the draft lottery. So it would be all the teams that don't make the playoffs plus all the play-in teams. It would be 18 teams in the lottery as opposed to 14 before. This is terrible because this just means flatter odds for the teams that actually need the number one overall pick or at least a top 5 pick. It means that all these, the 7th and the 8th seeds have a chance to get the number one overall pick. This is not what the NBA wants to do. This is not what the NBA should be doing. This is a real issue. The NBA is the only sport with a draft lottery. Look at the NFL, look at the MLB, look at all these other sports where the bad teams get the best players because that's actually how it should go. The NBA needs to change.
They're paying attention to the wrong thing. With this new projected lottery, they want to limit the amount of bad teams who are tanking for a top 4 pick to get the highest odds. Now, what you're going to do instead is just incentivize more teams to lose. Because what's the point? If I'm the 8th seed and I'm in the play-in, but I still have an 8% chance to get a number 1 pick, I'm going to stay there. I want to lose just as much. Like, it's going to incentivize more losing for people who do want to lose as opposed to make the top 6 in each conference. If anything, this makes it worse because more teams are going to be like, you know what? Let's just lose. Yeah, you might not have teams that are going, 11-71, but like there are still going to be a lot of bad teams in the league. This is not fixing anything because it's going to mean that better teams get better picks, which means worse teams are still going to be bad. And the cycle will go on, especially if you see someone in the play-in get a top 3 pick. Then it's just going to be like, why would we even try to keep winning because the odds are so flat? Everyone's going to try to lose.
Absolutely. Look, this is the way sports goes because of contracts, because of all these situations. There's always going to be around 2 or 3 teams in every league who are looking forward to the next year, right? They're not going to try. They're going to try to win the games, but it's more than likely not going to happen because that's just how sports goes. But now, because of these flatter draft lottery odds, the real issue is that all these teams that are like not necessarily looking forward to next year are like might as well start losing these games because there's a real chance we could get a really solid pick. So now that's the reason why we have 11 teams tanking the NBA right now. Not because the draft lottery odds are wide. It's because they're flat because those teams actually have a chance to get the number 1 pick. It's really simple, Adam Silver. Just make it reverse order.